How's it going, people? How is it going? Probably not well, to be honest with you. Especially as an Arsenal fan. Apologies for being late. I was just talking to Robbie after the stream over at AFTV was finished, and I pretty much got everything I needed to say out on that stream. But I wanted a little Q&A with you guys, see how you guys are feeling about it, see what you guys think about it. Is it over? Is the war done? Has Kroenke won this war? A war that really didn't even begin. Let's be honest with you. Let's be honest with ourselves. We never really applied enough pressure. And that goes to me as well. That goes to me as well. But let's see what the people are saying, man. Big up Noah from early, created by the poor and stolen by the rich. literally. So the soul of the club of the history created before them, the Kroenkes. At this rate, MMA and boxing wave from now on. I've been on the MMA and boxing wave. It's just that it's not, it's in its own lane in comparison to football. I don't think anything can fill the football void, I'll be honest. Oh my God, Turkish, hope every football fan is okay. This is not good. It is, like Turkish said, this has deflated me. Gazidis told us we'd be competing with the big teams when we move to the Emirates. Maybe this is what they planned all along. Funny, because you know what? It might be true. He might turn around and say, this is what I meant, and think that, the dream has been achieved. This ain't no fucking dream. I'll tell you that. This ain't no dream. Far from it. I think this is how it's going to be, and UEFA will compensate and not impose anything on clubs, because what's the Champions League and the Europa League without the top European clubs? Not happy about it, but money has spoken. Yep. Not much UEFA can do. Not much the FAs can do. Without the big clubs, the leagues are pretty much nothing. That's no disrespect to, big teams remaining out of the big six, Everton's, Newcastle, Leeds, and so on, and good teams like Leicester, West Ham, and so on. It's just the reality of the situation. The leagues won't be as entertaining without the big teams, Bayern Munich in Germany and Barcelona and Atletico in Spain, La Liga. The FAs and UEFA are going to need to hold on to the teams and players for their own gain, because that risk of losing them is too big a risk for UEFA to take. Mark my words, UEFA will not take that risk. If anyone expects UEFA to stop this or the FAs to stop this, they're not. They won't be able to. This has been coming for years, as you can see. They tested the waters with that big picture, and here we are. The reality of the situation has set in. Scott says, yo, Turkish, hope you're well. I've been better, mate. I'll be honest. I've been better. I gotta say, I'm absolutely deflated. None of us deserve this, and I hope all of us unite. I've hoped for a long time all of us united, but it just didn't happen. And I think regardless of it happening now, Scott, I don't know, the question remains, have we lost the war? And I asked that question because there is a shadow of doubt in my mind that, the war has come and gone. Today is the end. Tomorrow will be the realization that the club is gone, and it's either we get down or we lay down. Either we watch it, we continue supporting the club through it, or what is the or? What is the or? Stop watching football, become a neutral. What is the or? Because I don't know any other options. Am I just gonna, unless it naturally happens, am I just gonna decide, nah, enough is enough of Arsenal, and then just completely stop watching them even on TV? I'm not. I was very well. Even next season was a doubt for me to be going home games, if I'm honest. But even that, to me, not going to games wouldn't mean I wouldn't watch the club. I'll still watch the club, which is sad, because I know the club isn't the club I grew up on, the club I started supporting. Big up Turkish. What is going on, bro? It's all about the money. It is all about the money. It is. Big up John. I blame the American owners. Liverpool, United, and Arsenal are owned by greedy gits. And we are. We really are. in terms of domestic football, the three biggest clubs, biggest history in domestic, English football. Literally, the soul, has been exchanged for a bit of change. Some coins, some dollars, some pounds, however you want to see it. All of the people and families and everyone from when it was just a small local club to what it has become now. Literally, we're part. It's literally our love that's been sold on. That's what's been sold on, our love. And I think it's too late to even have an impact on that. I think it's too late, as in, but the plans are set. This is a launch. This wasn't no testing of the waters. This was a launch. Michael says, wait till August. Won't happen. Clubs use it as a leverage against UEFA to gain advantages like financial fair play restrictions, just politics. I tend to disagree, Michael. If you look at it, they've got a website sorted out already, EuropeanSuperLeague.com. Big picture last year, the rumors of it came out. The clubs have come out to confirm it in unison, holding hands together, skipping through the fucking park. That's how I see it with this announcement. Arsenal looked to the right, reached out their hand. Tottenham looked to their left, reached out their hand. They grasped each other's hands, and so on with United and City and literally all in bed together. United City in bed together. Liverpool United in bed together. Arsenal Tottenham in bed together. Arsenal United in bed together. Arsenal Chelsea in bed together. Arsenal Tottenham Chelsea, every rivalry, that has made these clubs what they are has also been taken with this league, because there's no rivalry no more. What rivalry? The rivalry that's sold to us, like it is, like it's WWE. That's what it's become. There ain't no rivalry between, Arsenal and Tottenham for them. There ain't no rivalry. It's just business. It's just business. It's just business. Gio says, Turkish, I backed Gazidis at Milan, knowing his reputation at Arsenal. This season is the first time Milan have been competing for top four. All hard work gone. Listen, these people are all in bed together. I've read that this has been coming for 8 years, or since 2012, so that would make it 9 years. That's a long time, That's a long, long time. So chairmans, managers that have been involved in clubs since, like Wenger, I'm sure Wenger knew about this. People are saying he predicted it. He probably predicted it because he knew about it. He likes to come across as a philosopher and all that, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Come on, Giannis. Big up Giannis. Don't know what to make of all this. These guys don't get the essence of what makes football special. And my biggest fear is Arsenal lose its identity completely. I don't know. What I mean by I don't know is I don't know if we have any identity. If we've already lost it. Because what is Arsenal's identity? Because we've been embarrassing for years, So the core principles of the club have been torn to shreds long before this announcement. I know it started. I love Arsenal. I think a lot of us can resonate with those comments there, Yanis. Wenger called it in 2009 and he watched it happen, Khalid. He watched it happen. Even if he said it over 10 years ago, Logan, he was still part of the club when it started happening, So at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that have, been a part of knowing about this, whether they looked over it and ignored it or they played a part in it. It's here now. It's here now. Florentino Perez had this idea since 2009. Oh, there we go. It's gone back a bit more now, I sound sad. I am sad. Like I said on the AFTV stream, I don't know if Guna 1990s is in the building. But like I said on that stream, I was working on Sell Arsenal behind the scenes, and now there's no Sell Arsenal. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can tell you guys now because there is no Sell Arsenal. I've got to change it up. I've got to change it up because a Sell Arsenal hashtag or a Sell Arsenal movement or a movement based around selling Arsenal right now, it's going to fall on deaf ears. It's not going to be picked up because we are further from Kroenke selling Arsenal than we've ever been. That's mad. We are further away from Kroenke selling Arsenal than we have ever been. And we haven't been close to him selling. So for me, I just think that we've got to come with a new approach. This one's going to have to be a bit more, I don't know. This one's going to I have to put a lot more thought. We all have to put a lot more thought behind it, But Kroenke out is not the one. Sell Arsenal isn't the one. I don't know. Listen, this news just came in today, so let me gather my thoughts and let me have a think about it and whatnot, and hopefully we can form something together, man. Hopefully. Big up Cam, I see you in the building, my guy's never gonna sell now. We're done out here. Football is dead, says Majib. Rest in peace, Arsenal. Sorry, I'm just going to go through some of the comments. I'm just reading them to myself. And that real ball talk in the building. Bear man up late. 1:30 in the morning in the UK anyway. Things of this scale take years in the making. They were ready and prepared for the pushback. 100%, my bro. And they knew the first pushback from UEFA and the FAs was going to be, if you do this, you're going to be banned from these competitions. Like, this ain't no surprise to them. They knew it, and they're just going to in turn say, all right, cool, ban us. What have you got left without us? And UEFA are going to crumble. The FA is going to crumble. Some compromise is going to happen. The Premier League is going to remain weekends. The Super League goes into midweek. They become season-long leagues. And then maybe UEFA get a knockout tournament where just the champions make it, or a mix of whatever from whoever. Everyone's going to be eating, from the same pie, and apart from the fans. So it's all coming. They have the best lawyers ready for any court case. They have broken down the financial numbers. It's over. And if COVID's done anything for it, it's shown them that, clubs and their pockets and their balances can be healthy without fans and without match day revenue. Come support Brentford. We care for our fans, not like these big 6 tosspots. It's sad because it's true, It's sad because it's true. I don't even know what to say back to Edward, Just, in time like this, I'd say just Brentford obviously are not as big as Arsenal. They're not as, they don't have as much history. They don't have as much whatever. But what they do have is a club, that's come from a local fan base to what they are now. And I'm sure they got fans outside of the area too. But it's a club still very much connected with fans, And I think in football now, I think that's to be appreciated. So I'm sure a lot of these fans appreciate it more than ever. Everton, Leicester, West Ham, big up your clubs, because your clubs are remaining true to themselves. Then again, I'm not sure if you offered the West Ham owners a chance, they would have said yeah too. But, yep, to answer your question, yep. And I've said it before on the channel. Of course, you can see it coming. Love Turkish, my bro. This is a major smokescreen for UEFA to restructure the Champions League. By the way, this club is a disgrace. I'm so ashamed. Micah, UEFA's restructure of the Champions League is to be announced tomorrow. A 4 teams extra added on, an extra 15 games across the tournament, some nonsense like that. Listen, the restructure was poor shit. It to be honest, it didn't need a restructure. So in my opinion, I don't think it's a smokescreen. I think it's these big clubs flexing their financial and support muscle, because that's all us, The fans are the muscle in a sense, and all these big clubs have a lot of them and a lot of fans that won't really do much, It'll be interesting to see what PSG fans do. You know, PSG fans are notorious for causing uproar and rioting and being a bit more aggressive with their opinions and thoughts. It'll be interesting over there. It'll be interesting with a few of them clubs because you know fans of the English clubs. I don't know if the fans have enough heart to really stage what needs to be staged. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not sure. Liverpool, they've shown it. Man United tried to show it. Arsenal fans never shown it. Rest in peace. My grandfather would be devastated. So ashamed. So many people would be devastated. So many people are devastated. You know, it's fucking sad. That's why let me just communicate with you. Like, can Boris save us? Fuck Boris as well, because he only cares about his own pocket. You know, if they cared about clubs and the safety of clubs, they would have applied the safety net a long time ago. But no, when their pockets are lined, they're quiet, they're smiling. But as soon as their pockets seem to be, there might be a certain amount of income stopping coming to those pockets, they're gonna speak up. There's nothing Boris can do. One of the biggest wallies about right now. Big up Turkish title tomorrow's Big Six. Disgrace six. I'm done with football after hearing this. Get these greedy owners out of our beloved sport. And people wonder why I called it the Big Six. There you have an example of it. And not a good example at that. Because they feel fucking entitled. That's why. Because they feel entitled. Hope you're good though, my guy, aside from all of this rubbish. And it usually is rubbish. They got Taylor, I see you. Michael again. I'm from Germany. Bayern's president been in jail for tax fraud and football leaks. Said they're the driving force behind the league. They would 100% Yeah, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. Of course, Bayern are part of it. I'm just surprised. I've heard some of the other clubs like Leipzig, Porto, and that. I thought it would have been like Ajax, maybe Porto. But at the end of the day, they're just filling in the loose ends, the 12 major clubs, the ones that think that the elite are the elite have already made the announcement, and the ones that jump on there hoping that they see the news, get worried and sign up on the dotted line. That's what it is. What will happen to They might not even be allowed in the game. You're going to have to buy European Super League 22, mate. That's what you're going to have to buy, a new game. I wouldn't be surprised. Don't think that they wouldn't bring out games as well. Don't think they wouldn't bring out games, because they would. Yanis says, on a lighter note, you should start a European Super League career mode on FIFA. Have to laugh or else I'll cry. Imagine us. Listen, like I said on AFTV, who is the least ambitious in the Big Six? Arsenal Football Club. If you're the least ambitious in the Big Six, add the other 6 teams to make the 12 across Europe. Who is the least ambitious? It's still the one that's the least ambitious in England, and that is Arsenal. Currently, if we start the league with those 12 teams, the likelihood is we finish 11th or 12th, because, I still think we can finish above Tottenham, ambitious or not. But that's a joke to me. And it just goes to show. I haven't read the statement on the club's website. I'm actually not going to read the statement on the club's website. I don't want to know what they have to say. James read it out on AFTV saying something about top clubs and top players. Arsenal ain't been a top club for a long time, mate. Arsenal ain't had many top players for a long time. So miss me with that. US franchise system is a joke to me. Yanis wraps up with... What did I miss? Yeah, the best manager I've ever seen at my club will most likely walk off because of greed. Will most likely walk because of the greed of these Yanks. 100+ years history basically erased just for dollars and pounds and money and moolah and all of that shit. We saw it coming. I don't think any of us can say we didn't see it coming. We all saw it coming, and it's here. It's here. And there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing we can do about it. Arsenal made 55 redundancies while simultaneously discussing a 350 million payment to join this creepy elitist commercial cult. Embarrassing. The club is embarrassing. What class? When people talk of class, I hope they realize now this club ain't got no class. I hope they realize. Club is done out here. Rotten. Remember those words, rotten. you know. This is an equivalent of a rich man destroying a poor man's hard work. The founders of Dial Square would be ashamed, selling the soul off the back of the history made before them. Pretty much sums up what they've done with the club. You know, the history before them made us, and the soul has been sold off the back of it, because none of Arsenal's real history has been created over the last 14 years at the Emirates. None of it. Yeah, we have some FA Cups in there, but let's be honest here. You know, let's be honest here. It's nothing like what I grew up on, and unfortunately, what a lot of people didn't get to see much of in the 90s and early 2000s. But it's what it is. You know, new generation are born into it. They get used to it. It is the reality, and they love it because it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be entertaining, but it won't be entertaining for us because we're not going to be, ambitious enough. Sorry, I thought I saw one more thing here. If I haven't, then I'm going to quickly move on. You guys are lucky we included our man like Florentino Perez, Thank Kroenke. Probably one of the masterminds behind it, mate. Thank him. Trust me, Chapman would be turning his grave, Scott. He would be. As many other legends would also be doing. And legends are probably doing now. Disgusted. Disgusted. Why is this chat gone mad? I just lost half of the chat. We'll be seeing 10-2 in a regular. Imagine. Is this what Willian meant when he said Arteta said we'll be in the Champions League in 3 years? Did he mean the European Super League? All of this time we've been trying to, work out a way to get back into Europe's top tier competition. All of these years we've been trying to, we turned on our manager, one of our greatest managers, because we was, just finishing top 4, just finishing in this Champions League spot. Now there's going to be no Champions League. Now Arsenal will go down as one of the teams that didn't win the Champions League. There are also Rans or whatever you want to call it. It's a shame because I grew up on it. But others will grow up in the European Super League and then that'll become a thing. I'm not naive enough to think this won't become a thing. This is why there's no point screaming Kroenke out. There is no point screaming Kroenke out. No point. Because it's the worst time ever to say Kroenke out. Because he ain't going nowhere right now. Sell Arsenal, extinct as well, before it even begun. Extinct. Because there's no chance he's selling Arsenal right now. That's why we have to think about this again. Essentially, it's back to the drawing board. Because like I said, I'm not naive enough to think this won't come in. I'm not naive enough to think this won't be accepted. It will. It's going to go through. There's going to be a Super League. UEFA will accept it. The merry-go-round continues for them financially, and we will be a part of that as Arsenal Football Club. Might lose some fans along the way, but I'm sure long-term gain a lot more fans across the world. That's their plan. They've got a business plan. They've got very, very smart financial people doing forecasts over there. So I'm sure their plans are strong and their plans are, very much the only way is up. So we're fucked. Selection says all the clubs involved will get 3.5 billion upfront for interior infrastructure. Interior infrastructure, does that mean players? Carl, we could do with a few billion for some players. Unfortunately, a compromise will be made and this will go through. 100%. There's no doubt about it. This is going through. This is happening. And that's why there's no point saying Kroenke out right now. There's no point saying sell Arsenal right now. Because we couldn't be further from those movements, those hashtags, those anything than we are right now as we speak here, 19th of April. We cannot be any further away. Well, my 25 minutes in, my battery's on 13%. I don't know where my charger is, so we ain't got long left, people. 750 people here. I'll tell you to hit the like button, but there's nothing to like about Arsenal right now. There's nothing to like about today. Fulham 1-1 feels like it was fucking 2 weeks ago right now. all of this Super League stuff has really drained me because, you know, the good fight seems to have been over before it started. Is this what Josh meant when he said Arsenal fans should be excited for the future? Possibly, Scott. The season we got Pepe, possibly. Yeah, it could have been the Pepe signing, which he got wrong, and it could have been the Super League, which he's evidently got wrong. There's nothing to be excited about from any of the signings or any of this news. We've gone downhill since then. He said, be excited. We finished 8th. And then now we're going to finish lower than 8th. Imagine that. But yeah, quite possibly it could have meant the European Super League. And again, there's nothing to be excited about. If we've gone from 8th to 10th in the domestic Premier League, God help us in the European Super League. Luke says, we were on the edge of falling off a cliff and becoming a mid-table club. This has saved us. People not like it, but it's true. You know what? That's a perspective I haven't looked at it from yet. Obviously, the news is very fresh. It's very raw. So I've only really taken it on from an emotional perspective. But Luke, you make a fair point because we are on the edge of falling off a cliff and becoming a mid-table club. And potentially this news has saved us in terms of competing with the bigger names or the biggest names or the most attractive names. But as true Arsenal fans, can we be happy about it? We can't. Because essentially we had a battle that we had to face, but something's come in that's made that battle null and void, but hasn't changed the club for the better. So, as much as it saved us in terms of where we are now, it's also eliminated any chance we have of making change. So, from your perspective, it saved us from that. Well, let me say from that perspective, it saved us. From the perspective I'm looking at it from, it's killed us. You know, and like I said, I'm going to sleep on it. I'm going to think about it, look into it a bit more. Back on AFTV tomorrow with Robbie to discuss it. James probably too. I'm going to be on Don Robbie's channel with a few other fans as well. Maybe then I'll have other perspectives to this. But at the moment, it's coming. We better get used to it. And what more can I say? What more can I really say? I'm too angry to sleep, says Mr. KJ. Too angry to sleep. It saved Arsenal as a brand, but not a football club. Very good point. Very good point. Yeah, I'll take that one. You know, that sums it up nicely. It saved Arsenal as a brand, but not a football club. Deep this. Our last season in the Premier, we finished 9-10. Deep it. Imagine. Should I go get my charger? Because this thing's going to die in like 2 minutes. Do people really want me to stay on a bit more? If you do, just type yes in the comments. If I see enough yeses, I'll run up and I'll find my charger. I don't know where it is. It all goes through and all the bans come. That means Arsenal will never win the Champions League. Big up to you from a rival. Yeah, listen, it's coming. UEFA will bend over because UEFA want money too. And, you know, like I said, just get used to it. Yeah, you don't want me to stay on a bit? Give me a sec, people. You're going to have to give me a sec, yeah? Let me run and get that quickly, and I'll be back. We're back, people. We're back. Let me just plug this in, and we're good to go. Plugged in. We're good. We're good. We're back. We're back. Continue getting your questions in, people. Continue getting your questions in. Actually, let me answer this quick. Sorry, people. Sorry, people. So what's going on? What's going on? Add Saeed where? What are you talking about? Stop. Bring Saeed where? Saeed's not. If Saeed wants to, he can message me. Is Saeed in the chat? If Saeed's in the chat, Saeed, message me if you want to come on. Because I don't know why people are saying your name, my guy. Poetry in motion, big up Turkish. All the fight, the pain, the quarrel, the anger, the manager to spend was for nothing. Wasted so many years being angry. All of this was behind the scenes all along. Imagine that. Imagine that. But yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Invincible run means nothing. Oh, well, listen, I wouldn't say that, Anish. I wouldn't say that. Those memories don't mean nothing to me. Those memories mean everything to me. The memories have probably grown even more so, over the last 10, 15 years over what's happened to us, let alone over the last 10 hours since the news was broke, however long it's been. Turkish, do you think at this rate the logos and names of the... Listen, a lot of the logos have been changed. If you check a lot of the logos, they're very similar in modern design, even down to if you look at Arsenal's logo and Juventus's new logo, you can see that it's not the same logo, but you can see it's simple, precise, easy, easy. So all of them have been changing over times, and London Arsenal London will probably be our team name eventually. Yeah, that's when enough will be enough. If they change Arsenal to London Arsenal London, then drop me out. People are slightly exaggerating. Man said, yeah, I trust it. That's why I had to shut that one quick, because there's no way. If anything, they mean a lot more now than they ever did. This means Florentino owns world football. Then it looks so. It looks so. It looks like it is. Kroenke 2, Arsenal 0, says Flo. Big up Flo, man. Flo, I hope you're good, my guy. Aside from all of this, obviously. Assad says, imagine how teams like Everton, Forest, Villa, Sporting, Benfica, Roma, Lazio, Ajax must feel right now. They're probably looking at us like, look at these entitled cunts. They probably don't feel too bad. They probably think, look at them. They think they're so much better than everyone. Like, just go over there with your own league. A lot of these clubs still remain clubs for the fans. So a lot of them will take this news with a pinch of salt and still do what they're doing. A lot of them don't need the influx of money to keep their fan base happy. A lot of them just remain committed to being, consistent and open with the fans, and ensuring the best possible transfer windows or resources and tools. Like they're very much, a lot of them clubs are very much clubs that still have a connection with their fans. That's how I look at them. They haven't been commercialized as much as we have over here, especially with the big six. The fan anger is worse than I've ever seen. I think tomorrow is going to kick off outside stadiums everywhere. Well, let's see. Card, it's too much now, man. It's too much. Arsenal become London Red like in Pro. That was it. I was trying to think of what we was in Pro. True, I ain't played Pro in a long time, but yeah. What's going on around here? Turkish, do you reckon protesting at Coney could get the players to protest with us? The players I was about to say, something that I shouldn't have. But I don't give a shit about these players. Honestly, the players. Listen, it's not long ago they just drew 1-1 to Fulham at the Emirates. Yeah, and celebrated it like we just made Champions League football again. I'm not going to forget that, but right now it's not about the players. I don't trust the players to believe they're on our side as fans and not on the side of money. So at the moment, I don't want to hear from none of the players. I see a super chat somewhere here. Where is it? Selection again says Champions League and Europa League cancelled. I don't know about that. Someone said that. Someone said it's false. So how true is that? I don't see any. They're signed up to it this year, and at the end of the day, cancelling it. UEFA lose money themselves. So I don't know. I don't know how true that is. Are you saying it's confirmed? Of course it didn't. Free City said, did it matter if we lost to Prague? Obviously not. That's why it hasn't mattered that we dropped out of top 4. That's why it hasn't mattered that we dropped out of top 6. That's why it hasn't mattered that we've had the worst season we've had in how many years this season. It hasn't mattered because we're still going where Man City are going in 3 years. We're still going where Man United, Chelsea, where PSG, Barca are going. That's why none of this matters. Now we understand why it doesn't matter. Because we're going to the same place. We're going to be in the same competition as them. Why care where we are now when the money goes up then? That's all it is. That's all it is. Oh, not confirmed. Okay, cool. Well, it'd be interesting to see how UEFA tackle it as well. Because I don't know what they're going to do, because they have no leg to stand on by telling these clubs that they're not going to be able to compete in the Premier Leagues and the La Ligas and the Serie A's and all of that. They don't have no legs to stand on. The clubs have to, they need the clubs as much as the clubs need them. But they need the clubs more than the clubs need them. Let's be honest here. Champions League is dead now. Well, it will be. But like I said, this is how I see it. There'll be Premier League on weekends. There'll be European Super League on weekdays. And somewhere in the calendar, there'll be a UEFA-based tournament that will appease them, appease the big clubs, appease everyone else, and everyone's happy. FAs are happy. They got their leagues. European Super League founders are happy. They got their competition. UEFA are happy. They got their tournament, So I don't know what happens to FA Cup and all of this stuff in between it. Let's hope that, the domestic cup doesn't also go down with it, because I love the FA Cup. I love the League Cup. That can go, but the FA Cup needs to remain. Coppa del Rey, Coppa Italia, all of these need to remain. But I see a format there that can work. Obviously, everyone's first instincts behind it is rash, and they're like, "Oh, fuck this." I see a format that can work. And like I said on AFTV to Robbie, if you support Chelsea, if you support City, I would be excited. Because you have a team and an owner there that very well might go in and win that European Super League. We'll go into that European Super League and want to be the most dominant force. You have owners that will be, ambitious. But Arsenal, United, Tottenham, we are the ones that get bent over here. We are the ones that get bent over by our own board, by our own owner. That's what it is. Turkish, you're underestimating the finances available to teams. You don't even need to be that. And listen, Kroenke ain't doing none of this spending, my bro. Kroenke ain't doing none of this spending. Billions, whether the club gets billions or not, he ain't gonna spend like he would need to compete with PSG, Barca, Bayern, and them lot. Might spend a bit more than we do now. That's fair enough. But right now we're competing with, West Brom's, Fulham's, Aston Villa, Leeds's, and so on. Leicester's, West Ham's. When you're competing in a 20-team league full of top-notch teams, full of big 6 teams, yeah, that's when the disparity between the money and the quality becomes greater. So even though we spend a little bit more, the gap is far greater. And how you spend it also matters. And our owner hasn't led us to believe that he cares enough to make sure the money is spent appropriately. He cares about the value of the club, and he cares about how much he gets in, how much he can make of us. Let me see what's the beautiful game is gone. Yeah. Amazon League. Yeah, there'll probably be a sponsored league in it. It'll probably have a company name on it and that. This is BS. Jake says Turkish Arsenal are loving this, overshadowed by the poor result, poor performance against Fulham. Hey, I don't know what I don't know anymore. Fulham 1-1, Slavia Prague struggling, Europa League, European Super League, Stan Kroenke out, sell Arsenal, roundabout, merry-go-round, circus, negativity, blind positivity, Arteta in, Arteta out, Bellerin in, Xhaka out, Bellerin out. Like, we've gone through so many mini debates that mean fuck all in the big scheme of things. Means fuck all. Here we are. This is what means everything. Look for a mega Super Bowl setup coming. Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a East Conference, West Conference, similar type of thing. And then it's a playoff at the end. I wouldn't be surprised. But then again, I need to read more into it. We're coming up to 2 a.m. people, 40 minutes into the video, nearly 1,000 people here. Rah. Still a lot of people here. 2 a.m. in the morning here in the UK. Well, 10 to 2, like I said. I'm going to log off in about 10 minutes. So get your last questions and thoughts in, people. I just see a super chat flying here. Let me quickly see what's going on here. Big up Flo. Josh Kroenke once said, be excited. I guess he was right. Turkish Abbey Arsenal FC are in the elite competition and a founding member. It's a new world. This founding membership really makes me... It sounds like the Purge or something, what was that? When the Purge happens and they read off that thing and you hear the siren, like the founding members and all of that. And that's what it sounds like. A real cult, a real rich cult of cunts. Let's be honest here. Because that's what they are. That's what they are. A real rich cult of cunts. But big up Flo, man. It's definitely a new world for Arsenal Football Club right now. And for football in general. Kroenke straight out of the Purge. The founding fathers, that was it on the Purge, innit? Founding fathers and all of that. Don't bring that terminology around here and all that shit, man. David Dean has a part to blame. Listen, we'll get into all of that, man. They got man like Turkish, says Sean. Come on, G. Kroenke paid 1 million to Trump's campaign. Yes, he did. Rich cult of cunts. Perfect description. Come support Leeds, my bro. We're one of the favourites to win the new Premier League. My bro, we've got a lot to talk about, man, in the coming weeks and months ahead. I want to hear from everyone. Leeds fans, West Ham fans, Leicester fans, Big Six, Little Six, Middle Six. I don't give a shit. I want to hear from everyone this week. I'm going to do a lot of content on my channel. KG, we're definitely going to link up and talk. We have to. I want to know your perspective on it. So we'll get that done, my guy. Gunavetto says a lot of rumors going around that Bayern, Dortmund, etc. would participate in this, but how would that work with the 50+1 rule they have? Well, I guess they're going to have to look into that rule, and I don't know. That's probably what's held them, the German sides, back a bit more than, or a bit longer than the rest, if I'm honest with you, because there's no way the top clubs in Europe are eating and Bayern Munich ain't at the table. Bayern Munich are that big a club, they can come in and flip the table. So I guess there's some T's and C's that need to be ironed out over at Bayern and Dortmund and in Germany before they fully jump on the bandwagon. But they will. They will. They'll fall in line. They're all greedy. They're all greedy. Disrespect to the histories of the clubs, yep. Gareth says, I'm fuming. This is a joke. Absolute greed. Just proves Kroenke is only after money and doesn't care about Arsenal at all. Football is ruined. It's really deflating. It's really deflating, I'm telling you. You guys know how deflated Arsenal have made me over the years, and but when I talk about Kroenke, there's usually some energy behind me. Tonight, with probably the worst news I could hear as an Arsenal fan, there's very little energy because it's literally the worst news you could hear as an Arsenal fan. If it was the second worst piece of news we could hear, maybe there's a bit more emotion because there's still something worse. There's nothing worse than what we've heard today for an Arsenal fan. Nothing worse. For Chelsea fan, City fan, listen, it's a new day. You might not like it, but you'll learn to love it. That's how I see it. Arsenal fans, we might not like it now. We'll learn to hate it, and we'll learn to just fall in line and still buy shirts and still support the badge, because the badge is the only thing we're going to resonate back to the real Arsenal Football Club. And even that badge we have right now, that ain't real Arsenal Football Club. That ain't real Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal under 23s is now the team. All clubs now Boca Juniors. I know that, bro. Trust me, my guy. Trust me, my guy. And elite only fans, Imagine if the big six don't get thrown out of the Premier League, top four and Europa League places mean nothing. If you can't win the league, you're only fighting to avoid relegation. Listen, we're not, like I said, Premier League and all of that, they're gonna get in line. They're gonna get in line. It's a lose-lose for them to lose the big clubs. So it is what it is. It is what it is. What's the time now? 47 minutes in, 157. Few more minutes, 3 to 5 more minutes. I had to make a tea and just relax. 2 a.m. I've been out all day. Arsenal, Fulham, dead. Went to Replay Me League. My team played AFTV. When you lot see that footage come out next week, Wednesday, you're going to know why it's compounded, this piece of news, because that match was something else. And then I come home a few hours later, breaking news, all clubs signed, sealed, and delivered. Good to go. Souls sold. Darren says, if the big... Oh, shit. Imagine that's how tired I am right now. I'm going to read the same super chat again. I thought another one flew in. Let me see what Luke says. As an American who's been watching football because he has family from London and just enjoys the sport, this is a disgrace. And I hate how Americans will be blamed for spearheading this. I don't think you can blame Americans. And when I say American owners, I wouldn't ever blame an entire, population or country or nation for the acts of few. But yeah, American owners in comparison to Roman Abramovich and Sheikh Mansour, fucking cunts, let's be honest. Obviously, it doesn't paint the picture of Americans in general, but as owners of English sport franchises, there's a simple, easy correlation to find there. The format proposes 20 teams, 15 core members who can never be relegated. This will be, you know what? Oh, when you just think the banter can't get any worse. Imagine Arsenal, finished 20th in the European Super League, 10 points off 19th. But because we're a founding member, we can't be relegated. So we just start the next season again, and the team above us gets relegated because they're not a founding member. It's all mad. It's all mad to me. It's all mad. Sucked out the competition, the competitive factor, the competitive motivation. That's what it sucks out. Oh, I can't be relegated. Don't worry about that. We're good. Don't worry. We ain't going to lose that. Same money again next season. Yep, cool. Why would I need to spend money? You're going to make the same money again as a founding member. Anyway, people, listen. Still 900 of you here. Hit the like button if you haven't already. It's nearly on 500. Get it to 500 before you leave, people. I'll be back tomorrow. Big 6. 10 p.m. as usual. I'll be on AFTV at some point tomorrow. I'll be on Don Robbie's channel at some point tomorrow. probably based all around this news. Am I happy? No. Like I said, it's a very bad day for us Arsenal fans. But people, try get some rest if you're here or if you're in the same time zone. If you're not, just go out and do something and take your mind off it. Because thinking about it, it doesn't get any better. People, I'm out. Everyone take care. Love and peace.